Hello and welcome to Data Driven 2019, Actifio's event in Boston. My name is Christophe Bertrand. I'm a senior analyst at ESG, and I am joined today by Ashutosh, who happens to be the CEO of Actifio. Ash?
It's always a pleasure to have a lot of our customers and lots of analysts, friends who've been with us for a long time. And ESG has been one of those organizations that has been working with us longer than this company has been in existence.
I heard the story.
Yeah.
So from concept to execution, it's been quite a few years now. And what have you heard from customers here at the event so far?
What is remarkable is the quality of the initiatives that these customers have been doing, especially in the last 3 to 4 years. We pioneered the whole concept of copy data about 9 years ago when we realized that most enterprises are going to realize the need for data to be used as a strategic asset, but didn't know how to do that. It was in various silos, it was run in different operations, it was very expensive, it was extremely time consuming, and we introduced the notion of instant access to any data anywhere from any point in time and allowed data to become the new infrastructure. But the first few years, a lot of our customers went back and really used it for a use case that they were very familiar with, backup and DR. But we always saw that as a first step in the copy data journey. And now you're seeing many of these customers, some of the largest airline companies, driving more applications and better experience with the customers. The largest security company in the world, driving better transportation for all the secure assets around the world. It is fascinating to hear about people talking about data changing their business and less about what do I do about faster backup and instant restore. Yes, those are important. Those are the foundations. And that over and over again is a theme, which is why we call this data-driven.
Right, exactly. And this is at ESG what we call this concept of data intelligence, really a maturity model where you start with backup and recovery, copies of data, but really what you want is to get more outcomes out of the data.
Exactly.
And that's really how you can operate your digital transformation as a business, whether talking about test dev or compliance, analytics, and a number of other uses. So let's talk about cloud a little bit. You certainly have made a couple of announcements at the event here, and one of them is about cloud mobility. It's about a new version of the platform. Why does it matter? Why should people think about cloud as they think about data transformation or digital transformation leveraging data?
Most of these cloud platforms started out with providing infrastructure as a service that completely made it very easy for me to come back and spin up the resources I need to run my applications. But turns out the infrastructure required to really use data when and if required becomes even more compelling of a killer app for the cloud platforms. And we saw that. We saw it from 2016 to now, a majority of our workloads moving and leveraging cloud as a new platform. So cloud platforms have realized two things. One, I have the infrastructure that's infinitely scalable, on demand, and now I have the killer app end user for people to move their business faster. What we do is fit right in the between. We are the data providers that help you take the data from infrastructure, make it available to these BI analytics DevOps tools, and of course in the process make sure it is completely free from any infrastructure lockup. It's a multi-cloud world, it's a hybrid cloud world, it's a heterogeneous application world, and that's what we do. We are the data suppliers to these businesses from any infrastructure that the customer might choose to use. And that journey is fascinating. We talk about this data-driven journey. I travel around the world and I look at how quickly these customers are adopting it, not just as a way to improve stuff, but literally as a way to survive.
Let's talk about some of the customers that you will be talking to today and tomorrow at the event. Can you give us just a quick overview of what makes them similar? Because they're all very different. But what makes them similar in your view?
They are all different in terms of the verticals they're in. They're all similar in the one single facet that they're all trying to leverage data as a strategic asset to move their business faster. And how do they do that? Some are doing it, one of the largest financial services company is doing that by completely changing the bank to become a digital bank used to be one of the largest retail banks across the world. We have one of the largest airline companies, which has changed the way they do the business and customer service, not only by leveraging Actifio to do better application development, faster application development, but also use it for machine learning and analytics that gives them better insights into that very complex system. And all of this using the same data that also was justification for the operations people. But this idea of using an asset that's already being invested in, it is fascinating to hear, whether it's financial services, whether it's transportation, energy companies, retail companies. It's very, very fascinating to see.
Right. So that's pretty much all that we have time for. I will just close on this thought, which is data is an asset. It's an asset for the business, for the organization, whatever vertical you're in.
Yeah.
It's an asset that has to be leveraged. And the only way to do that is to really be smart about how you manage that data,
Yep.
how you copy it, and how you make it available with the right instrumentation to all of the players in the organization that can leverage it.
Yep.
And that's a pretty tall order. So great
Yeah.
job and great event.
Appreciate it, and thank you for all the support here.
And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.